It has attained perfection.
So yeah, then I just now finally finished with editing the vlog. I was just trying out a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah, so I have no idea if this video is going to be doing good or bad, or if people like it or not. I'm not entirely an expert on thumbnails in the slightest. For the past several hundred vlogs before, well, yeah, I think it was on like almost vlog 200. Yeah, I think we passed vlog 200. I'd say for probably 3/4 of them, towards the end, I just let YouTube automatically choose the thumbnail. So for this one, I tried doing it again. But then since it was old footage, I couldn't exactly take pictures of what I was working on. So then I ended up just having to try to get a clip from the video and do a screenshot and all that stuff. And it was a bit blurry. And then I tried, because it wasn't positioned right, I had to add the text in the thumbnail on the bottom right corner, when normally it's usually better towards the top, but if I put it at the top, it would be covering the main image because there's some Lego on here and stuff like that. And so then I added some arrows, and yeah, just going to see if that's good for that or not. But yeah, we'll see, and hopefully we can start learning from these vlogs now and then start making them better and stuff like that. Yeah, then it is now almost 10 p.m. and I think that's the only thing I did today. I got down here and I just was working on that, and so yeah, that is done. There's like intro, well, kind of intro, with a cool scene from the vlog put at the beginning and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that is finally done, and it's currently uploading to YouTube, and it should be released at 1 p.m. on Monday. So yeah, I think I'll try to aim for the 1 p.m. timeline, because that's just like a normal time. That's like the deadline I have for shipping orders out if something's paid and all that fun stuff. So I am going to try to use that as the deadline for that. But yeah, now that's done, and I might try to work on the haul videos, trying to get that set up again, but I'm not entirely sure if I'll work on that now. I think I might get some tape to go around the table or something, so that I can better section off the video, the parts that are working for the video for where the minifigures are, although I'm not sure how that will work because the camera seems to hop around a little bit between this different zoom stuff. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can maybe figure that out a little bit or not. But yeah, good progress so far. Let's see if it breaks something. I didn't. That's surprising. Yogurt time. So then just got this one here. This was just over 5 pounds, and it was 918 CAD. So that is in the Canadian Looney Tune currency. So I think USD it's like just over 600 or something like that. Yeah, then this here is, I think that's actually a Death Trooper torso there, but that looks to be fake. Yep, that is definitely fake. There, you can see by the top. Yeah, then that is that there. There's a lot of interesting things. We got one of the most expensive clone troopers that people really like, and all that stuff. And this is the one that it's probably in here somewhere. Though I can't see it because it could very well be in the middle or something. But I think this is the one that had the Kabuki Nia in it, which is a nice one. Then there might have been some other ones that I saw from that same set that are probably in here. But I have no idea where they are because I can't see them right now. But yeah, just assuming they're in the bag somewhere. So yeah, then that is that one there. And yeah, so this one was yeah, 920. So yeah, we will first move this one over there, and we will place this one carefully here, and then place this bag back here. And yeah, so the backlog is continuing to grow. And then I just won another one on eBay. This one was 9 pounds, but based on the images, it looked like it had about 1 pound of non-minifigure parts in it, but included in that was like 1.5 or 2 pounds, well, 1 to 1.5 pounds of Star Wars minifigures. So that was really nice. Yeah, so I won it for only $800 USD. So yeah, once you remove the other stuff, that's roughly $100 USD per pound, including over like 1.5 pounds of Star Wars, and the rest of it, it's not like it was all just city or anything. It had a lot of interesting stuff. Let's actually just get a picture up of that. Right over here. Just need to get it up on the computer. So yeah, $8.35 USD with free shipping for this one here. So that's 1,100 Canadian. So yeah, so £9, and this here is what it looks like. And then if you go through the images, you first see the Star Wars ones here, and there's some nice ones mixed in. For example, there's one Super Commando, a second Super Commando, I don't know why it's so leggy, but a third one, and those guys are really good. And then just lots of other cool parts there, and then more Star Wars and stuff there. So then they weigh that, and there's a small brick thing there, but then the rest of it, but for all of that, it's 1 pound 10 ounces, so I'm sure that weighs less than 10 ounces or so. So it should be over a pound of Star Wars. Then we have this bag here of all accessories, which I am a big fan of. I almost prefer accessories over minifigures because it's just a lot of cool stuff there. So yeah, over 2 pounds of that, which is real nice. Then this one here, it is 9 ounces of stuff, but about half of it's dinosaurs, so that doesn't affect it too much. Then some toy pad things, I think they're called, I'm not entirely sure. And then we have all of these minifigures here, which are about 3 or 4 pounds. Let's see, yeah, the first one is 1 pound 6 ounces, the next one is 2 pounds 11 ounces. So yeah, that's about 3 point something pounds of that. So yeah, when you put it all together, it's 9 pounds, excluding the roughly half to 1 pound of non-minifigures in there. And then after I purchased it, they said that they found a few more minifigures that they're gonna toss in, so that's really nice. And yeah, there's Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Castle, Ninja, all fun stuff in there. So yeah, that was a really nice one for only $8.35. But yeah, then I am going to start working on this purchase here now, finally, for some of this stuff. Just try to get it done, because then if I can free up this, then I have a lot more space to walk around, and I can probably put the cart all around again. I was going to be working on this stuff here to try and free up these containers, but then I realized that even if I do go through those containers and free those containers up for storing more of the bulk here, then it's just going to zero itself out, because these two containers are, well, I mean, the bottom one isn't quite as full, but there are a lot in these two containers, and I've been wanting to go through these ones here for quite a while, so I am going to be going through these containers next. Should be able to start on that in just a little bit. Yeah, so we have lots of work to do. One auction or two auctions that I'm watching are ending soon. I'll see if I bid on them. The one, it's like 7 pounds, and it's currently at only like $100 or something, but the description says at least half of it is damaged, so I'm not sure if it's like someone had their garbage container like this and then they mix that in with good stuff, or if they're just being overly cautious, because realistically, in almost every lot, you'll always find, like, for example, not necessarily half, it always depends on where you get it, but a lot of them have like a cracked torso, cracked arm, or scuffs and scratches, so technically half of it being damaged isn't that rare of a thing in that sense. It's not like it's unheard of or anything like that, so they might just be over describing the damage to be on the safe side, in which case it would be a really good deal if I get it for super cheap. So we'll have to see on that, but yeah, no idea on that, what any of that stuff will be, but yeah, we will figure that out. But I will get to work now, and yeah, start getting some more Lego ready. And then I was thinking it might be a good idea to just weigh all the minifigure parts that we have currently to see how many more we need, but then I thought that would kind of ruin the fun, because I have no idea if we're like really close to our goal or if we're still really far away from our goal. So then if I just keep building up as much as I can without weighing all of it up, then we can wait until it's December 31st or January 1st or something like that, and then weigh it all in one go, and then we'll see if we made our goal or missed our goal or what. But yeah, then that is that. So I will get to work now. So yeah, then now we have box number 1. I'll probably end up putting it on the floor to work on it, just a bit easier there. So yeah, then this one is just all sorts of different cool things. Let's actually just check underneath it, because yeah, for the most part, I mean, there's a lot of the sets are still somewhat built in these containers here, but this one here is the one that they are, for the most part, still larger sets, just kind of thrown in here like this here is the one shuttle and stuff like that. So yeah, but there is still good parts in here. Like this here is part of a dinosaur from the one dino line. I think this here is its leg, and I'm pretty sure it's this container here that I saw like Emperor Palpatine, or was it Padme Amidala, from the one drop ship set at the bottom somewhere. It's a bionicle mask that's either worth $1 or worth $20 or worth more or something. You never know until you look them up, although I think I already looked that one up, but I forget what it was, if it was good or not. Yeah, then there is stuff at the bottom here, just not easy to access right now with all this stuff here. But yeah, then I will get started on going through all of this stuff here and yeah, see if we can start getting some of this done. Sold a couple things from the eBay room. First up was a Galileo set. Second up was another Galileo set. Third and fourth were some Christmas ornaments. And I think that's all. And yeah, so sold these out of the eBay room. Yogurt time. So now that all of the orders are shipped out, it is time to get back to work. So yeah, this here is the next one up, and yeah, just looking at the top here, we can just see this here is Asajj Ventress's torso and skirt and legs, and that I believe is from a dropship. And yes, you can see the logo there and stuff. I'm actually curious on this one. I know it's worth a good amount, but I can't remember exactly how much. And since I don't want to try to spell Asajj, I'll just type. I spelled that wrong. And then we will check here at the minifigures. And so it is this one here. So yeah, $43 to $63. Normally I throw it back in the container, but might as well just put it there since it's right here. And yeah, then just to go through the rest of this container. And yeah, so then these 4 containers are what's left of that purchase. And there is lots of cool parts in it. Yogurt time. So yeah, then in the first box we got a penny, a dime, a nickel, and a quarter, or is it 2 pennies, a dime, and a quarter, and 2 corroded batteries. So yeah, that's the one other thing that I've been finding a lot more of. It wasn't in the first few lots, but I've been finding them in most of the other ones. Was corroded batteries. Well, one of them is corroded, the other one isn't. Yeah, so I've probably found in the last 2 or 3 lots, including this one combined, I want to say I found 10 to 15 batteries. So yeah, that is definitely an increasing amount there. But then just grab the gloves, because between each box, I do like to switch gloves, mostly because I think these are the wrong size and I'm trying to use them up so I can get the proper size gloves. Yeah, so on to the next box, and yeah, it is this one here. And yeah, we can already see some cool things on the top, like that thing from the drop ship and some stuff like that. Yeah, then I will get started on this one now. So yeah, I'm just still going through this lot here, but yeah, this stuff is just incredibly dusty, and I'm almost 100% certain I'm allergic to dust. I mean, I think most people are, but this is like very concentrated. So I dug around and I found a mask, and I think this is the very first batch that it's just so dusty, or that there's not really that much hair in this one compared to others. It's just like dusty extreme, even though you can't see most of it. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, it's just I keep sneezing like every 60 seconds, and then since I have all the work stuff here, whenever I sneeze I have to dart into like the side of the room just so that there's no chance of anything, any germs or anything like that. And so it's just an absolute pain every time for this. So then yeah, just yeah, it is going to try a mask and see if that helps with dust particles at least. So I just finished with the second one, and now we're on to the third one. And so in this one, yeah, it's just more stuff. So we will go through this one now. So just now finished with the other container. So now it is on to this container, which is the last one from that lot. And yeah, there is a lot of stuff in here. This is the largest one, I think, and I think this one weighs probably like 40 or 50 pounds. Yeah, just lots of stuff in here. Yeah, then there was one really nice minifigure a couple boxes back. Not going to show it in the vlog because I want to keep it a secret for a minifigure haul video if I can ever figure out that setup. But then yeah, that's, I can't remember if I explained it recently, and if so, I might cut this next clip if I just explained it. But then my goal as to why I'm not really buying much more bulk right now is because I want to finish cleaning this area up, get all this stuff sorted and out of the way. And then after that, since I can't be listening to that till the new year, I should have several months that I can then focus a whole bunch on trying to, for example, figure out how to get the setup ready and working for the Lego minifigure haul videos. Then focus on trying to get all of the washing stuff set up for all of that stuff. Then also trying to figure out the eBay shipping stuff, work on the non-Lego project, and a whole bunch of that stuff. But I just need time for that because, yeah, as you get older, time just seems to go by so fast. I mean, I'm not that old yet, but compared to just like a while ago when I was like still in school and stuff, when time took forever, I can barely get like what feels like anything at all done, and then the day's over. And so I spend all day just working on sorting this, and then I don't have any time left to try and work on some of the other stuff. So then I'm holding off on buying these, and then the money's going to buying the minifigure lots directly, so it's not like I'm not buying anything. Yeah, I should hopefully be able to spend a couple months just trying to get all of that stuff sorted out. But before that, I need to focus on this. So yeah, that's the goal as to the whole thing here. And so yeah, I was hoping to get some of those minifigure haul videos out a while ago, but that just ain't working out. So yeah, that will probably be a month or two at the earliest or so. Actually, I say that, but then I look at this and I realize that this here might be done with the sorting within the next several weeks potentially, because then if I move that there, move this stuff over here, then just looking at this pile has already shrunk a lot. So yeah, if I can finish with that one potentially by tomorrow sometime, maybe not quite that soon, I'm not sure. And then this here will be the next one up. I think it's the very last potentially of all of the ones purchased within the past few months. So then if I can get that one and this one done, then this here is very little relatively speaking compared to all the other stuff. And then that should take less than a week or so to hopefully get done. And then after that, I can start focusing on some of all the other stuff. And then that will also be when I can hopefully get the listings created for all of the bulk by the pound, because now I've got, yeah, all of these so far, where you've got 8 containers of bulk, just parts. And so that, I reckon there's probably around 300 to 400 pounds of just parts now on the side. So then if I can get that listing up, that'll be nice to try and figure out all that stuff. But yeah, lots of work to do. And yeah, I'll get back to work now. We are almost under just 100 minifigures that are missing packing dimensions now on Bricklink. So from the start, it was 16,850, and now only 101 remain. Your time. So finally just finished with going through this lot now. So ended up with a lot of badly corroded batteries. As you can see here, these things have definitely seen better days. And then the minifigures, there's these 5 containers here. There's less quantity of minifigures than I was expecting, but the quality of the minifigures was amazing. But then that will be a secret until eventually I get a video up for that setup over there for going through them. Yeah, there's a really nice one in there that'll be a nice surprise. And then another highlight of this one here is we actually found silver in this lot. This here is a dime from 1967. I can't remember what percent is silver and what it's worth and stuff like that, but there was silver in that lot, along with a couple other coins there. A couple Nerf darts like normal. This here, oh yeah, that one's got a huge stress mark, I think. I know that's just like, no, that's a stress mark there. That probably just fell out of there then. Yeah, so there's that stuff there. And yeah, just got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 containers, plus a few things on the side. Not this, that's just other stuff. So yeah, 14 containers of good parts to list, and there are some really nice parts in here. Not sure where they are anymore, but they are in here. In this lot was parts from, if I can grab that, let's try again. But yeah, if you look that up and remember that, that is part of the Emerald Night train or something along those lines. And there was like 20 of these in the set, and they go for like $10 each. I think I had like 10 to 15 of them, maybe a bit more, I'm not entirely sure. Then there's some of the windows from it. There's 10 windows in the set. I had 5 of them. The others weren't anywhere to be found, but they go for about $20 each, so that was nice. Then there was the space shuttle in here, and yeah, just a whole bunch of really nice parts. I think the most expensive part I found is probably around the $30 to $40 range, though I can't remember which one, because I know that some of the parts there go for $20+, and I'm pretty sure I found one that was more expensive, but no idea where that is. But yeah, then that mask was really helpful because of just so much of the dust. But yeah, I'll get this cleaned up and weighed now. But then, yeah, put it in a bag now, and just a sneak peek of what was in the lot there. That is not even the best thing by any means, but that was just a sneak peek there. So let's change this to pounds. So here you have 2.65 pounds of minifigures. There's also this dinosaur part which didn't fit in to the bag. I'm going to see if it's worth anything or if it's missing part numbers and see what to do with that. So then we've got this bag here to add to the pile. Trying to figure out where this stuff goes now. We move that there, and then we move this one here. Actually, no, if we put this one over here, move this one here, this one here, this one here to kind of level it out a little bit. Then we can put this one here, and then our new one can go right here. And yeah, that is for that. And then, yeah, so we should still have almost 40 pounds of minifigures in the mail to us right now, but that won't be here for a while. Although one of them should be here potentially Monday, maybe a little bit sooner, but it's coming from Alberta, and I'm in Ontario, so it'll probably take a few days more at the very least, because today's Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, so there is that. But yeah, then add the Nerf darts to the Nerf dart thing box, add the Richard Scarry's Things to Know vocabulary from Leap Start to our random electronic things container, and then I will make sure to look that up in a minute just to double check how much silver is in that, because I forget. Let's just set this down for a moment, and then we have the coins, so about $1 or so. See, there's 4 quarters, so about $1.25 to $1.50 in cash, and just a random Darth Maul one, which goes for like $5 or something, from what I could find briefly looking, but I'm just gonna keep that in the one random container for now, along with a Garmadon flashlight. Just put that failed. I just put that stuff there. And then I'm going to get some large boxes to dump this stuff into, and then we'll get a weight on that. But yeah, good progress. So yeah, then looking online, it seems to be about a $2.50 to $3 or something like that. I mean, like, mine's not in perfect condition or anything like that. But for the silver content, from what I could find, it's about a gram or just slightly above a gram of silver, because it says it weighs 2.3 grams for this, and it's 50% silver for this year. So if we go to a silver value calculator thing, and I put caps lock on there for a minute, let's see, sterling silver. It's not sterling, but we're just looking for an approximate value, not anything too precise. So if it's 2.3 grams, then it'd be 1.15 grams, calculate. So yeah, about $1 of that, although I'm assuming this is an American site and it's probably a bit messed up from being sterling or something. Actually, no, since I know it's probably bad math because it's only half of it, but because if it weighs 2 grams and it's 50%, so yeah, we're looking at roughly $1-ish American, so $1.25 to $1.50 or so. It's not much, but there's still silver in a lot, which is pretty cool. So then, yeah, just get this area cleaned up. So yeah, then we have these 4 containers of the parts, and just as a reminder for what qualifies something for being separated out to be listed individually as compared to being sold by the pound as bulk, is if the part is under 2 centimeters. So for example, this part here is under 2 centimeters tall, and if it's worth 30 cents or more, it's taken out. And if a part such as, I think this one or this one might qualify, is over 2 centimeters tall, then it has to be worth at least 50 cents or more. But if it's a somewhat fragile part, then I would say it has to be worth about $1 or more. Though these prices aren't exact, like if there's a 29-cent part or something like that, then I'll keep it for the side, these boxes, and then stuff like that. And then sometimes some of the parts put in here are not necessarily worth that much, because I know, for example, I know that there's multiple different gears of this stuff here, and I know one of them might not be either of these two, but I know some of them are worth like 50 cents, and then some of them are worth like 9 cents. I can't remember for all of them, and instead of looking them all up while I'm sorting, I just put them in here. But I'd say probably 90 to 95% of all the parts in here are for the normal things, worth 30 cents or more for the small and 50 cents or more for the big. And then we will just get a calculator up. And for those size limits, it's because in Canada for letter mail, where you can ship stuff super cheap, it's 2 centimeter limit. So I just use a rough estimate of that to just try and figure out the stuff. So we first have 2.39 pounds for the first container there. Then we have the second container, and that is 2.8 pounds. And then we have the third container, which is 2.76 pounds. And then we have the fourth container, which is 2.92 pounds. And then I guess we could technically also just weigh the base plate along with the dinosaur. So that's 0.61 pounds. And then there was also just the one gear thing and stuff put over there. But then between this stuff, there is 10.76 pounds of good parts. And yeah, there's just lots of really cool parts in here. That plate is not supposed to be on there. So just put that there. But yeah, some really good, nice finds in here. And yeah, just like the minifigures, it was a lower quantity, even though there's higher value. The parts that were taken definitely seem to be of a higher quantity than normal, because I think with the last 100-ish pounds I went through, I got, I think there's just these 2 containers of good parts separated out, compared to this one, which is a similar weight, where I got 4 containers of this. But then in this one, I think I got just the 1 bag, but I can't remember if it was the previous one. I think it was that we got 2 bags, like the previous 100-pound one. So yeah, then just real interesting how that can vary. But yeah, then I will get this moved aside, and I should probably start pulling orders soon because it is almost 8:30. So just sold another box of the parts. I think it was that gray box there. Should be around, I guess the dryer's not happy or something, or like ready to be almost done. I don't know. But yeah, then so this here should be just over 20 pounds, and it sold for 175 bucks plus shipping. But yeah, then the one thing that hopefully will be after the purchases and there's some dust there for some reason, must have fallen out of a box or something. It's still in my hand. Nope, it fell on the floor. It'll get vacuumed up soon. But then the one purchase that is hopefully going to be after we get all of the new equipment for washing and stuff for all of the minifigure parts and stuff is to switch over completely from boxes that we have here to open box storage thing. I don't know what the name of these things is called. All I know is that they're boxes that are open. There's wall mounted storage bin. That's not really a name per se, like a drawer unit or something. I can't ever remember names for this stuff. But then this here is what we want to replace all of our boxes with, because right now, for example, if I have an order that needs a box, then I bring the cart over, then it's stacked 3 boxes tall. Statistically, there's a 1 in 3 chance it's the top box, which I can just take it, or it could be the middle box or the bottom box, and then depending on which one it is, it can take a little bit extra to get that one, and then I have to bring it over and then open up the lid. I'll often have cups here and stuff like that, so I need to figure out where to toss the lid over here or something like that. Then I need to dig through the box and try to find the part in question. Sometimes it can be rather sneaky because there's just so much stuff in the boxes sometimes. Like this box here has probably got like 20 different things in it and stuff. And then I can find it, and then I can take what I need. Then I get the lid back. Then I go here, and then let's try to do this. And then I can put it back on the stack and then put it away. And in and of itself, that's not like it's a difficult task or anything like that. But some orders, sometimes you have over 100 boxes back to back, and that can take a very long time. So even a minor savings, or at least what I think will be a decently moderate amount of savings, will be a massive time saver over a long period of time. So, for example, I haven't done exact math, but if I were to get a box, pull it out, and then find the part and put it back, if it's like, some boxes will be faster, like for here, if I just need that part, I can easily grab it and stuff like that. So some boxes would be like 5 to 10 seconds. Some boxes will be probably 30 seconds. I've spent like 5+ minutes in a box trying to find a part before and stuff like that. So if you average it out, let's just say 20 to 30 seconds per box on average. But if I get the drawer units like that, it will be pretty much like a drawer where I can just open up the drawer, take what I need, and I don't need to close it or anything because it's just the box that's there. And then that should, in theory, cut back a very moderate amount of time for that. But the one thing to keep in mind for stuff like that is that the units remain open, so that's where dust becomes a concern, because you do get a little bit of dust. There's not that much dust in the basement. Like this here's the dust buildup from, I want to say, like, we moved the drawer units themselves, but I don't remember the last time I've ever actually just like gotten a cloth for this. So let's just say probably like a year or so, we got just a little bit of dust there. But before I do a system like that, I want to get a good air purifier thing to just try and keep as much dust out of the air as possible. Option 2, which I'll probably also do in combination with that, is I'll still keep things in bags so dust won't affect it. So, just keep the bags there, and instead of having them in the boxes and stuff like that, I can just have a few bags per container, because in the space that these 52 boxes take up, if I were to get a good setup, I could probably get like 100 or 200 of those drawer things in the same amount of space, and it wouldn't be nearly as deep. So then I could only put like 2 or 3 different parts per thing at most, or something like that. And so then that would help with that. So yeah, that's the one thing that we do hope to change over from the boxes to those things, because I hope that they will be a good time saver going forward. Yeah, then that is that. And I feel like I was going to say something, but I can't remember. I feel like I stopped midway through something I was saying, but guess not. That's what I was going to say, is that we don't plan to get a whole bunch of them for a while still and stuff like that. But I might still get like, how many quantity was that? I think it was like 30 or something. 30 bins. So then I might try to get something like that of just a smaller quantity, just to just put it somewhere like on that ledge or something, to just try to test it out and figure out how to do all that stuff. And I've actually got some of them here that are pretty much the same thing. And so this is what it's like. I've got the thing on top so that it makes it a little bit difficult to reach in and stuff like that. But then you just can probably not want to drop stuff there, but you can just reach for stuff a lot easier and stuff like that. And when they're stacked, it's a little bit less clearance and stuff like that. But if you only have like one thing or so per whatever this is called, wall-mounted bin, that might be its name, then it shouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, that is something that hopefully in the next 6 to 12 months, probably a bit more, because I usually get delayed on all the plans and stuff like that, we might be able to have that all figured out. But the one thing is, in addition to potentially an air purifier somewhere here, we haven't replaced our, like, the air system for our house is the one that came with our house, and this house was built, I want to say, the late 90s or something. So it's been like 30 years. So it's probably going to be getting to the end of its lifespan. Plus, the air quality in the house isn't necessarily that good, considering different health problems in the family and stuff like that. So we were looking at potentially getting a good upgrade for that. And so that it might mean that we don't need to get an air purifier, but that's the main point that we still have to do before we can actually get these drawer units. So it's kind of dependent on whenever we save up and get that system and stuff like that, because from what I understand, over the past few years, for even in-house ones, there have been some really good quality air filtration systems for entire houses and stuff like that. So if we can get one of those, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but that should, in theory, help keep a good amount of the dust out of the air. And then possibly in combination with one just like in a corner here or something, that should hopefully eliminate most of the dust issues, because nothing's going to ever be perfect. Like, for example, these things in drawers here are in drawers, but if you go behind it, dust can still technically get in there, but it's not always possible unless you bag everything up to completely prevent it. So our goal is to just minimize that as much as possible. So even if something sits in a drawer for a couple years, or wall-mounted bin for a couple years or something like that, there won't be any dust on it or anything like that. So yeah, that's the main reason that we just went with the boxes, because I think it was when I was still in the low 100 box range or something that I was planning to do that. But yeah, it's probably not cheap to get an air filtration system for an entire house replaced and upgraded and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just with these boxes, but yeah, hopefully we can switch to that sometime. Yogurt time. So orders are now shipped out. I got the board thingy here, well, the one over there, and then the tweezer things there cleaned, because they were filthy from that last one. I gotta pay my dad now for the driver's license thing, so I did an owner's draw to get that out of the business, so that money just cleared. So then I'll do that, but then after all that stuff is done, then I can start working on the next one, which is these two boxes here, which were I think it was like 50 or 60 pounds at least or something, and it was like 400 or so for the bricks. Actually, it might have been 3 something, and then I paid what's some armor there. I can't remember if that's the Lord of the Rings one or if it was on a different one as well. Let's actually check that. But yeah, then I think I paid like 120 or something for delivery to a family friend who went out and picked it up. So don't want to show that stuff there by accident. I have to do a small cut there if I did. But then let's just check this one here, because I know the one with the tan things is from Lord of the Rings, but I can't remember about the orange ones. For some reason, I don't think it's Lord of the Rings, but we will see. So $2, and it is, yeah, it's from Nexo Knight's Molter. But then looking close at that, it is 10592. Oh no, 10590. I think. Nope, I already forgot the number. What was 15490. Let's try that again. 15490. Then we can see there's 2 printed versions, but they are not connected there. They're similar, but not connected. So then we will go here and then let that load, go to market, and then go to add relationships, then copy the part number here, then same items with similar patterns, and then, nope, not emojis, and then paste that, and then paste that, and then change that to a 2. And that is now done, and then we can see them here. So then that will probably be approved, and then that will be connected, so it'll be easier to find if you have the one now. Yeah, then I'll put this back in the container here. So yeah, going to figure out the other stuff and then get started on that. And that is the last of the major ones. The container here has a little bit that is not quite sorted per se, and I'm not sure if I ever actually went through a couple of these ones here or not. I know they don't have minifigures, but I don't know if I ever actually went through the bricks. But yeah, then we can get this cleaned up soon, hopefully. And then I don't remember if I said it with the wall-mounted box things, but the other really nice part about them is the total area that they take up is significantly smaller. Like, for example, these shelves here take up all of this space here, but those drawer things probably only go to about here. I mean, you can probably get some that are longer, but they probably only go to about here at the most or so. So then that will free up even more space along the room here, because if you can cut that in half, then the open area for working opens up a lot more. And then we can get possibly a second one of these tables into this room, because that box will, it's temporary, but it's been temporary for like 4 years now. But hopefully once I start getting back into parting out new sets as well, then I can finally get rid of that. So then that'll open up a bit more space. Because yeah, then we have a lot of sets that we want to try to part out. I mean, we've got like 50 or 60 right now that need to be parted out, but we want to start buying a whole bunch of those again, because if I spend all day on that used stuff, then I can pay someone to work on the new stuff, because that's something that is more easy to pay someone to do. And so then if I can get that done, then that will be a significant boost in inventory and stuff like that, because the one set, like we got like 30 or 40,000 bricks from new sets ready to be parted out. But then if we were able to part out like once a month or several times a year, we were able to get like a couple hundred sets or something like that. That could be some nice big part outs that this table will be vital for. So that's one of the main reasons why we're just trying to get this done, in addition to just getting it out of the way to work on the back end stuff for all the shipping methods and stuff like that. Because yeah, then while I'm working on that, then we can just try and figure out some things here. So that's why that stuff there is the priority. But yeah, then time to get to work soon. So yeah, now that all that stuff is sorted out, it is time to begin with these things here. And we can already see there is a Nerf dart in the lot. So that's usually a sign that it is going to be a good lot. Yogurt time. But yeah, then yeah, making good progress with the stuff. There was initially, the stuff was in 3 of these boxes, but I needed one of the boxes because I ran out of stuff there. And so then I dumped 2 into the one, and the one was just left alone. So I finished the first one. We ended up with that container of minifigure parts and stuff. And there's already one really cool part in there from a real expensive minifigure, but I'm not sure if the rest of it is in there. So I'm hoping it'll be in that box. But yeah, then yeah, going to hopefully finish up with a good amount of this today. And then we only have a little bit of stuff left there. And then always make sure to summon the magic jar of peanut butter out of your pocket. And then yeah, get back to work. But yeah, then I am hopefully going to get some of that done today. But yeah, this is the end of the vlog. Thanks for watching if you got this far. And the next vlog should be out next Monday.